So a lot's happened since I talked to you last, and this is what I'm pretty freaking excited, I have to say. Since the excitement that I had when I got out of the Air Force, temporarily got a job, and I'm literally working as a land surveyor, and my math skills are terrible. And I don't know how I got through the military being an engineering assistant. I didn't have to do a lot of math, or I had somebody close by that I could help me with it. So, at any rate, um, I get out of the military, I get a job as a surveyor, and I realize very quickly this is not for me. So I'm literally holding the rod. What do they call it? I forget what they call it. The rod. Basically, it's the rod, the thing for using to get elevations. And I'm holding a real estate book and reading it and studying so I get my license. So that's the last time I was this excited. Okay. I'm excited about the opportunity because I've been going through more and more and more and more information, and I feel kind of, I feel like a ship without a rudder. I feel like Scooby Doo when he lands and goes in five different directions. But I'm not that guy. Been able to focus on a primary profit center, and then typically I figure a couple things that are ancillary, and we use all that stuff to make money. And what I've learned over the years, it's a lot of really basic stuff, but if you don't know the nuts and bolts about it, it's something that could be a situation where you would spin your wheels for a long time. So things like junk removal, and junk removal taught me about scrap metal. Scrap metal is a little tiny part of junk removal, but it's kind of like an ATM machine. If you keep a bunch of you'll end up picking up a bunch of scrap with junk, and you end up having a bunch of money sitting wherever you store it. And the further you break it down, the more money you make. So if you find yourself with um, a bunch of time that let's say you're listening to a tape program, you could scrap while you're doing that, and you could actually make fairly good money. So, okay, let's put that thought on the back burner. So, got very frustrated, couldn't get a hold of or talk to somebody about my YouTube channel. I don't know what I don't know. I went through this course with Daryl Ives, and I got to a certain point, and I'm at this point where I need to have a bunch of questions answered. And I just don't have. I live in a very small area, and I don't know a lot of YouTube people. Plus, I'm 59 years old. Most guys my age aren't doing this. Okay, so I am a sponge. I'm going to continue to learn until the day I die. That's just the way I feel. I think it's unbelievable. I believe that everything that's come down the pike. I believe that this AI is going to change the world. Um, I believe that the entry into entrepreneurship is the cost is so much less now than it's ever been. You can try stuff. There's more information online. I mean, you can literally sit here and listen to a billionaire tell you how to do it. And the funniest thing is you think, well, I'm going to hide what I know so nobody else can compete with me. This is exactly the opposite. Everybody wants to, hey, I learned this stuff. You want to learn about it? That's where they're at. So me on a micro scale compared to all the guys that I have learned from, the Mike Ferries, the Tony Robbins, the Brian Tracy's, currently Alex Hormozy, Daryl Ives. So what happens is now you can find people that know how to do stuff that you want to learn how to do. And I always said there's no shortcuts in life. And I'm going to tell you, I dispute what I said. What I mean by that is there are shortcuts in life. If I can go and stand on somebody else's shoulders and learn their 10,000 hours of learning experience in an hour or two, within the limits of my ability to absorb it and understand it, wow, that's powerful. It's powerful. It's the first time probably in history where we could do this at such a high level. YouTube has brought a whole new thing into play. Not just YouTube, social media, everything. Everybody's able to talk to each other in a very open manner. And, it's fun and it's interesting. And what's exciting to me is what I've learned is that we have the unfair advantage in quite a few things. And for example, in my world, I would think it's crazy to do a demo and to take an excavator and break $10,000 worth of windows that I could sell for $10,000 if I could had the ability to get a crew to take them out. That would take a day or so. And then there's all the other stuff, the refrigerators, the stoves, the washers, the dryers, the countertops, the cabinets, all that stuff. It's just mind-boggling to me that stuff gets demoed when these demolitions. I see it every day. I'm watching it on YouTube. I see it when I drive down the road. My competitors throwing away perfectly good stuff. I had one guy when we first started doing these channels saying, well, you obviously can't do math and you're not making any money. I'm like, no, your opinion of this is why guys like me can make a very good living doing this, because we have set ourselves up to be able to do it. Now, within the normal limitations, if you're trying to earn a living and you've got to tear this house down to make your living and you don't have the additional time or the ability to get people to do this stuff for you, yeah, I agree with you. But if you can get over that hurdle, oh, wow, there's a lot more money in demo than a traditional demo company. The demolition companies out there that are using machines and tearing stuff down, it's expensive business. It's very expensive. So we do tear down houses now. We haven't, for the lion's share of our business time in the demo business, we did not do that. It's profitable, no doubt, but it's more profitable to do the hands-on demolition. You want to know why? Because I can do 20 or 25 of them a day. And then, I don't know how many houses are being torn down in a marketplace. How much of the market share am I going to get? Things like that. So here's why I'm so excited. Okay, here's why I'm so excited. So Daryl, I kind of ran my mouth a little bit on our Discord, and I apologize for that, guys, if you ever see this. I'm frustrated. I'm raring to go, and I got these obstacles, and I paid somebody to do this for me. Well, I'll tell you what, they stood up and they came and they said, look, what's going on? They set up a call. I called him. We talked. He said, look, I'm going to queue you up. You'll be the first guy on this. We're going to do channel reviews. And on Friday, I'll have Daryl do yours first. I know you don't have time to be on the whole call and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow. So Daryl gets on my channel. He looks it over. He says, okay, first thing, get this vlog off here. Don't do the vlog. He said, do the vlog if you want to. He's not telling me to do it, not do it, or not to do it. Just don't do it on your channel. He said it's going to hurt it's going to confuse the AI. Well, he didn't say that, but he just said it's the wrong thing to do. He didn't really go into it. And I trust him because, he's the guy. He's one of the analysts that's behind Mr. Beast and a lot of big channels. I'm going to go see Alex Hormozy in a couple of days. He's consulted with him as well. A lot of these guys, they're all talking to each other. So Russell Brunson's what I've been going through his books. These books, I don't know, they're amazing. I'm on a kayak ride. We're exercising today instead of walking on the beach. We took a kayak ride, but .com secrets, expert secrets, traffic secrets. Now I've been listening to these on audiobook. I just got to the expert secrets. That's what I'm so excited about. I have a lot of knowledge. I've done a lot of things. I've learned a lot of stuff through the School of Hard Knocks, and I got a lot of things that I can teach people. I get excited, not about making money. I like making money. I make more money than I make more money than I need, way more than I need. And I'm not knocking Ferraris and I'm not knocking Learjets and stuff. That's not part of my dream. But, if it was an option, I probably would use it. I mean, would I rather not pay first class ticket and fly on a Learjet by myself with my family members to Europe? Yeah, if I had that option, I'd use it. So anyway, I get excited showing other people how to do the stuff that I've learned. And I'm shocked that someone like me can do what I've done. So I don't know. That's it. So I want to show people how to do this stuff. Now, adding value equals, you get to make more money. The things I know how to do is I know how to go from zero to something. And I've done it significantly 2 different times in my life. And I moved into a couple different markets when I started this junk removal stuff. So several times I started from zero again in that marketplace. Now with the knowledge that I have of how to do this. So I get on the internet this morning and I'm looking over at what our YouTube channel has done. We did a bunch of stunts on our YouTube channel, and I think I probably confused the AI because our viewership is down from that. Maybe it was the fact that I put the vlogs on there. Daryl looked over the channel. He said, "Wow, you got something here." He said, "This is going to go somewhere." And he walked me through a bunch of things. And I actually have, that was videotaped for me. When they put it up, I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it on here to show you what he said. It's kind of interesting. But means that when he met me, I get on the line with him. I said, "First of all, am I too old to be doing this?" He said, "Absolutely not." And from there we talked. And he says, "Well, how much time you spend on YouTube?" I said, "Well, not very much." I love YouTube now, dude. I'd rather watch stuff on YouTube and learn than to watch Netflix. I'm addicted to it. I love it. I love learning all this new stuff. And I think we're at a very unique time in history. I think that we have access to all kinds of stuff that we, as a race, we've never had access to. And then you add in, the different things that I've learned through the years. I mean, I know a lot about real estate. I've done a lot of real estate transactions. I've done a lot of them, a mind-blowing amount. I'm going to add them up. I tell people 2,500. I'm pretty sure I'm dead on that because I sold real estate for 20 years and I've done, I built a bunch of houses and I renovated gobs and gobs of them. Of course, 2008 just cleaned my clock. Of course, I got to take all those lessons and move them forward. And now we have real estate that we own too. And the real estate that we own now is in key positions and key places. And it's in situations where it's going to appreciate. It's very unique. So I always say in real estate, I said there's the 3 rules of real estate are obviously location, location, location. And then there's a little subheading that nobody talks about, or maybe they do talk about it now. They weren't talking about it when I was heavily into real estate. And it's water, water, water. So the rarer the water is, the more it's going to be worth because it's rare. Okay. And I live in a marketplace right now that is kind of like where Miami would have been 25 years ago. Okay. Miami and people that are sick of Miami are moving here in droves, along with everybody from the rest of the country too. People from California, a lot of California people here all of a sudden, a lot of Midwesterners and stuff like that. And then a lot of in and out because of this is a seasonal area. A lot of our population changes at least 200,000 or 300,000 after April. I shouldn't even say April, after Easter. So, and then about December 15th, they all come back. They stay for 4 or 5 months and they go again. It's kind of cool. For us who live here all the time, when we see the car carriers, we're like, yeah, they're leaving, which I don't mind them being here, but it just jams everything up. A really small marketplace. So when everybody shows up, the wait times in the restaurants more, the traffic's more, the obnoxiousness of people are more. We're pretty laid back in Florida. People, well, up north, we do it this way. It's like, well, then stay up north then, because we're laid back and you came down here. We didn't come to your house. So anyway, that's a whole nother talk. Sorry, crazy excited about this because I have the unfair advantage. I haven't tapped into the real estate stuff, and I've done some crazy real estate deals here. We had no money. I worked some really cool, practically no money down deals. A bunch of them. We have the unfair advantage of going from zero to where we're at. And I used the junk removal business. There's nothing more basic than picking up stuff that nobody wants and turn around and find somebody that wants it and getting some money for it. And there's so much of it laying around us all the time. It's like seeing $20 and $50 and $100 bills laying everywhere. Me, it just jacks me up, man. And I'll be driving down the street in my truck, and I'll pull over, and I've got $100,000 fancy truck with fancy logos on it, and I'm picking up people's garbage and putting it in my truck. And I take it to the shop. Hey, put $299 on that, and put $100 on that, and clean that up, and then let's see if it leaks or not. That kind of stuff. Then the scrap metal, didn't have any idea that there was such a demand for scrap metal information. Our channel has shown our biggest buckets. That's one of Daryl's terms. One of my buckets is people like seeing walkthroughs, seeing what we're going to take out and how we're going to do a demo. And the second thing that they like to see is the scrap metal part. So those are the two major buckets. And then demolition itself is way down lower than that. And there's probably other buckets that I haven't had I'm not smart enough about this yet to understand what is the other things. There's probably going to be 8 or 10 buckets in what we do. So now you got those 3 things. Now you put the demolition thing in there. The way that we do demolition is different than everybody else. The hands-on demolition, in my opinion, with the amount of capital that you need and the amount of tools you need and the amount of need there is for it, the fact that nobody does it and they can't figure out how to manage the labor, that's another unfair advantage. We have an unfair advantage of that. One of the guys I was talking to the other day, one of these guys scalped us really good. He's somebody we talked to him about hiring as a salesman for us. And my gut told me something was off about it, so I didn't go forward with it. So right before season 2 years ago, he stole, I think 4 or 5 of my best guys. The day before season, put me in a pickle for a minute. And he's offering these guys, like some of them were making like $106,000, $110,000 as demo guys for me. And they have no reference points. And him coming and talking to them was like them winning the lottery. It's like the president came and asked them to come to a meeting or something. So these guys got hoodwinked in with this guy, and he literally is trying to duplicate what we're doing. There's about 5 companies here that they have very similar vans, very similar setups. They put their stuff on the vans. They have the same tools. They try to steal my guys once they get experience to a certain level. All them different things, which is what a compliment. Great. And I don't really have a problem with it. Matter of fact, if this guy would have came and talked to me, I would have helped him do it. I wouldn't have given him my employees. So basically, he spun all their lives sideways because he didn't know what he was doing. This guy that just came back, and he came back with his tail between his legs because he's I don't know what happened. There's some scuttlebutt that there was a problem with him doing something. I don't know. We don't care. We're not here to raise people's children. We're here to do demo. So he comes back and he tells me the other day, he said, yeah, this guy, he talks about you nonstop. Well, Dave Lockwood would do it this way. Well, Dave Lockwood would do it that way. Well, Dave Lockwood would do it this way. And I'm like, wow, what a compliment. Wow, that's a compliment to me. So, but he said he can't do it. He just can't do it. He just can't do it. And I'm like, okay. It's not that he can't do it because, dude, I'm nobody. I am absolutely nobody. I'm just relentless. I just don't understand what no means. So what he doesn't understand is the little things that fall in between everything we do and the procedure and why. Okay. He doesn't know that because he's never been in business in the businesses I have been in and learned the things I've learned and stood on other people's shoulders like Tony Robbins and Brian Tracy and all these other guys and learned how to, you can't fail if you never quit. If you fall down, you get back up. Well, guess what? You can't fail if you don't quit. So you tried something that didn't work. You tried something that didn't work. You tried something that didn't work. You hear in the self-help books, you'll hear them talk about, let's see, the guy that made the light bulb, Edison. Okay. Edison said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways that it didn't work. So that's kind of the way it's all about, not being in your head all the time and understanding that if you tell somebody something no and you really believe in it and you're a salesperson, and you're a salesperson if you own your own business. If you think you're not, you are, period. Now, are you very good? That's up to you. If you want to be good, you can. But when I'm explaining something to them and I know that what I have solves their problem and they don't get it, I'll explain it to them several times because they obviously don't understand, because they should be saying yes because it solves their problem. And they don't understand how easy it is for them to plug into what we do. Guys who really value their time, they use companies like ours because while they're out doing important things, we're doing all their manual labor and getting all the stuff out of the way so they can put their jobs back together. And we give them a better price because we get stuff that we can resell. So we get to make money coming, we get to make money going. Amazing, 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 amazing. So you take all those things, and those are all things that we have the unfair advantage of. Now let's talk about a repurposed store, okay? Not a thrift store, a repurposed store. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but that's a whole nother thing. So you only have a certain amount of space, especially if you're in Florida, and there is a system. Everything we do within our company, and I didn't really realize this to the level that I realize it now until we started doing these YouTube videos. Everything we do has a system. And those systems, I'm writing them down and putting them into a book. I'm going to put a video course together for all this stuff. And then I'm going to use Russell Brunson's and probably Alex Hormozi. He just started this thing called School. I was watching that video this morning. So it's basically something very similar to what Russell's doing. Russell basically, in this Expert Secrets, he walks you through every single solitary step you need to start selling stuff and selling information so that it makes sense and makes money and it's delivered properly and the customer gets everything they need. Now, there's another guy. I bought a course from him to do the funnel thing. Russell Brunson's part of ClickFunnels. This guy's got his own funnel, and he got me for $13,000. And I'm listening to Alex and my personal beliefs both, and I'm saying, when I deliver this, I want to deliver it in such a way where it is done properly, completely, and that everything you need to know is there. And not try to upsell the heck out of somebody, but to give little components to it and to update it as time goes on. And that's my plan. This other guy, basically what he does is he said, well, you don't really need to do that. He says, what you need to do is put this system together and then start selling it. You don't need to have the whole course put together or anything like that. You could just sell it. And then, and I thought, and I should have known better. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be comfortable with that. And, he does another video and sends it to me. And, I told him I didn't want to do this high pressure sales kind of stuff. And he said, well, Mayor, he convinced me. Shame on me, because I like to save time by learning from people who know things that I don't know. And in this situation, the way that he did this I'm not comfortable. It's not part of my core beliefs. Now, Alex Hormozi's idea, Daryl Ives' idea is to ramp up your product to where it is freaking amazing, unbelievably amazing, then sell it. Because now you're not trying to get your salespeople to sell sinking boats, or broken cars or things like that. You're not trying to do that. What you're trying to do is you're trying to add value, and you want to add value at a high level. Do you add value at a high level with something that doesn't work or that you really don't know, or that you're not the expert of? Expert, I don't know about if I like that term, but kind of, sort of. I'm really, really good at junk removal, really, really good at the demolition stuff and making money. I'm really good at buying stuff and putting it together in such a way where I don't have a lot of debt service on my equipment. Really good at the real estate stuff, and the proof is in the pudding. If you see the portfolio that we have and the amount of equity we have in it, it's a lot of it was forced equity. It's pretty impressive. And then the demo business, and then the resale. The resale thing, I mean, I could literally probably just drive around and go to every job site in town and get these guys to just let me get their stuff from them. Send in a specialized crews that take cabinets and stuff out so that they get back in good enough condition. And I could not do anything else and just do that because there's such a need for it. You can look us up at www.reusitpros.com, and that is our resale shop. And on there, you could click the button there for our Craigslist listings. And then the company name here is www.removeitpros.com, and that's our demolition portion of what we're doing. So, Mary, this is my video log for today, and I'll see you on the next video.